What's up, guys? This is Migs with Market Open. I'm going to go ahead and do the market recap for the day. This morning was not fun. Not fun at all. I took a beating right off the bat. DF, GDDY, QCOM, and TAL are all day trades. Now, the biggest loser I had on the day was Cena, which was actually a swing trade. But this is probably the first time this has ever happened to me where it triggered and 30 minutes later it tanked all 3%. So I'll go ahead and explain that here in a minute. So we'll go with the first day trade that I took, which was GDDY. So GDDY, let me link up. Let's see here. Red. We'll do the 6 month. Alright, so GDDY was actually a continuation play from Friday. This morning, let's see here. I went long GDDY right, let's see here, a little bit above this. So I was kind of expecting it to start headed back up after this this candle here with the SPY. Actually, let me pull up the SPY here. And so I was expecting it just to start pulling back up. So I went long as it crossed VWAP in the 9, 250 shares. But as you can see, the very next two candles just kind of dumped off and sold off. So I ended up losing $135 on that. This is actually not my typical go-to pattern. So that's kind of my fault, but it's just I was kind of expecting it to go with the market. But I should have known better because lately you just have not been able to trust the market. When you think it's going to go higher, it actually does the complete opposite. I think probably for like a week straight, it's done the complete opposite of what I'm thinking it's going to do. Obviously, my losses on VXX kind of reflect that, so I just stopped trading the VXX and losing money on it. So that was the first loss I had on GDDY. Now the next one was a short on TAL. As you can see, also my watch list was relatively short. There were really not a lot of movers, and a lot of the things I took were kind of subpar. So let's see here. TAL was gapping down this morning as well. Let me remove this. Oh. Remove drawing. Okay, so I saw it right around here. So what I was thinking is if it breaks down below the whole number, put it here, put my stop here at 36.40. I took 250 shares short. As you can tell, it actually went down, kind of consolidated a little bit, kept going down. And so my target was actually going to be 2 to 1. So I wanted it down at 35.20. I saw it bounce here, came back up to VWAP, and then I actually ended up, let's see here. I actually ended up going another 200 shares, so my total was I think 750. So I actually ended up going short 750 with my stop here at 36. So as it bounced, I expected it to get rejected here at 36. I added another 250 shares. It actually came down and I was up like 1 to 1 or so. But actually I didn't take it because remember my initial target was 35.20. And I actually ended up getting kicked out of TAL at 36.06. So I took a loss of $107. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing I can do about that one. The SPY actually started coming back, as you can see on here. Right here within this candle, I think it was 11 o'clock, so it was this candle. Yeah, so I saw it just started ripping up, and TAL actually started doing the same thing. And yeah, I got kicked out right at the top of this. Actually, I think I held it through this, and I knew this was a quick upside move on the candle, so I knew I needed to hold it and wait for a pullback. So I held it, waited for the pullback. I got out with a little bit smaller loss at 107.50, and just moved on. I mean, there's really nothing I can do about that one. It didn't really hit my target, and the market was actually headed up instead of down, which I expected it because it needs to close the gap for the day. The next trade I took was DF here. So this is kind of what I mean by I was taking some subpar trades. So DF is under $10, so I usually wouldn't trade it, but there really weren't that many movers this morning, so I just went ahead and put it on my watch list. Now, DF, I went short right at 854. Let's see here. So right around here. Stop was, let's see here. Where was I? I went short at 1006. So right, 1005. Yep, so right here in this candle. So it went under the 9 and under VWAP, and as it went under, I was going to put my stop up here, and it actually ended up very next candle, came right back up and kicked me out. So as you can see on here, I got kicked out right within a couple of minutes later. So I was hoping that this candle right here just kind of signified that it had given up on going up on the highs. But like I mentioned, the market was actually starting to head higher during that time as well. So did DF. DF started going higher. So I took a loss on DF initially. I think I was down $110 or so. That was my first trade on DF. Let's see here. Next trade was on QCOM. Actually, well, no, I did take another trade on DF. So right here. Okay, so the next trade I took on DF was I waited for it to pull back up and kind of give up on the highs. It started bouncing right here at the 880 mark. Now, remember, the stock had gapped down, it headed up, but then it failed to make a new high. So you can see this candle kind of stopped right here at the 895, 895, 895. This broke, but it didn't go as high as people expected it, and then everybody just kind of bailed. So as it was sitting here bouncing at 880, I went short 1,000 shares with my stop here at 885. So I was only risking 50 bucks. Now, as it pulled back up and tested the 885 or 884 again, and it broke 880, I actually shorted another 1,000 shares. So what that showed me was that it came up to the 884 and there was a lot of resistance there. And as it flushed through, I shorted another 1,000 shares. So I was short 2,000 shares on DF, and it came all the way down here to 875, and I started to see it go sideways, and the buyers on the level 2 just started filling up. So what I mean by that is that there were a lot of buyers showing here at the 875 mark on the level 2. So people were actually starting to come back into DF and buy it up. So I went ahead and got out with 2,000 shares. I ended up making only 70 bucks on that trade, but it's better than, you know, getting kicked out of it and possibly losing the profits on it. Looks like it's making a lower high, and if it cracks this, possibly it could crack. Actually, let's see if all the buyers are still there on DF. So it looks like Colmex is a little frozen right now. That's weird. Come on. Nope, nothing. Yeah, might have to restart the platform. I haven't really messed with it here in a little bit. But either way, so I took 70 bucks out of DF. My initial target was actually 865, which it actually might make that, but I'm completely out of the market for now because I took such a big loss on SINA during the beginning of the day. It's just I kind of almost automatically hit my max loss for the day, and then I was just fighting back the whole morning. So I had to take some subpar trades to try and be able to make some of that profit back, unfortunately. I told myself that DF trade and QCOM were the last trades I was going to take because after that I kind of felt myself getting a little frustrated and just taking bigger risks than I usually would. So I knew I needed to stop after that. So I took that trade on DF, and then I also took another trade on QCOM. I don't know why my internet's so slow right now. Let's see here. Let's see if we can bring up the 5-minute. Oh, there we go. So let me go back to the 6-month. All right, so I actually ended up taking this flag on QCOM, I believe. What is this? That's weird. I don't know why it's showing that. I believe I took this trade on QCOM at 11.16. So right here. Yep. So I took this flag. I initially missed this flag right here. So by flag, I mean up. It pulls back to the 9. Next candle make a new high right here is your entry, so it would have been 65.12 with a stop right here at 65. And I could have easily have gotten 2 to 1 on this, but I missed this initial flag. It wasn't really on my watch list or things to look at this morning. So what I waited for was actually the next flag is right here at 65.40 with the stop right here at 65.20. Took 500 shares, only risking 20 cents. I got my 20 cents out of it and ended up making 102 bucks on that. So I went ahead and got out of that. Okay, so that was the last trade I took on QCOM and DF. So for the day, I'm down $407, but most of it is from the swing trade that I took on Cena, which I kind of spent most of the morning kind of fighting back and trying to get some of those profits back, unfortunately, until the point where I felt like I was getting a little too frustrated to continue, basically. It's just I was taking way too much risk. Now, there's really not that many things on the watch list, so I know that I'll be done for today. I've noticed that Mondays are usually a little bit slower, and a lot of the setups are kind of subpar, so you'll find yourself taking some unnecessary risk or taking some subpar trades, unfortunately, so you have to keep that in the back of your mind, not to risk too much or not to get too frustrated if there's not any good plays in the market. Just if you can't find anything, you just need to sit on your hands. So yeah, that'll do it for the recap today. And like I always say, if you guys have any questions, make sure to put it down in the comment section below. Also, give this video a thumbs up. It helps me get it out there. As well as make sure that you guys join our Facebook group. The link to that will be below. And you also benefit from me putting my watch list there every single morning, so you guys are able to profit off of. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.